Hello everyone. In this video, we will develop the another plugin on the pre-validation, and we will develop plugin for the delete operation. So when we delete the one record of the entity, say a student, then we will find the related record of the student course associated with with this particular student. Then we will find if it has any related record of the student course, then we will restrict to delete this entity, and we'll throw the exception to the user. So this is the simple plugin. We will develop that. So this kind of scenario still we can achieve through the configuration, and that is nothing but the relationship behavior. When you link the two entity, then we have the tendency, then we have the configuration that there we can indicate that how these two entities should be linked and what are the behavior these two entity can have. So in this video, you will also learn how the relationship behavior works. So I will be explaining you that, but I'll take the example of the delete operation, since also I will be developing the plugin for delete operation. So I'll take the delete operation as an example to show you the relationship behavior, how it works. So let's go to that. So I already have opened my solution here. Inside the solution, the entity student have the relationship with the student course, and this entity student is nothing but my parent entity, and this is student course is nothing but my child entity. So I have the relationship. This relationship is created, and inside that relationship, if you see the behavior here, it is configured as parental, meaning that when the relationship behavior is parental, then anything which we do to the parent record, then same thing will happen to the child record also. If suppose you are deleting the parent record, then your child record also will get deleted. If you are deactivating, if you are assigning, then same thing will happen to your child record also. So let me take the example of the delete. So here inside the these are not, these records are nothing but the student course, and for the, let's take the number for the, say it is 27. For the 27 here, the student number 27, you can see these are the student course associated with this student ID, right? So when I delete this student, then this course student course also has to be deleted, isn't it? That is the behavior of the parental, which is currently configured in the inside the system, right? So let me delete that. So I'll open this record 27 here, and I will delete from the system. So let me get, so now I'm going to delete this. So this has been deleted, it is not here. Now let's go to the advanced find and refresh this. So you'll find, yeah, we don't have those records, right? So my child record also got deleted. So this is what the parent relationship behavior is. Now let's go to the another type, and that is referential. Inside the referential, let me update this first. It's taking time, so it is updated. Now we'll go to the solution, and we have to publish our entity, student entity. So let me publish this. So now in the referential, what will happen is the parent record, it is nothing but the link to the child record. So when you delete the parent record, the child record will still exist, but the value from that field, it will get removed. So let me show you that too. Let's take the example of 26, the ID number 26 here, and you can see for the 26, these are the student course configure, and this is the field value, right? And this is the value for the student field. Let me open this record here, one record. When you open that, you will see that value is filled to the student field there, right? But when you delete the record of the parent, that is nothing but the student here, then the field value will be blank, but my record of this student course will still exist. So when you delete this record, then this record will still exist, but the value in this field will be blank. So let me delete that now. So 26 I'll select, and I'll proceed to delete. I'm deleting now. So it is deleted. Now let me, you can see here when you refresh this, let me close this and go to the advanced find and let me refresh this. You will see the 20 26 we deleted, right? 26 we deleted. So I can show you here, go to the negation, you can see here the 26 value, right? For this 26 ID number of the student course, I don't have value associated to that, right? For the student field lookup. So this is referential relationship behavior. Now let's go to the another type, that is referential restrict delete. So if we'll select that here, relationship behavior as a referential restrict delete. So in this case, what will happen is until you will have the child record associated, you cannot delete the parent record. It will say the error that the child record still exists. We cannot delete the parent record. So this is the restrict delete. So means you cannot delete this record. But the fields are still with the as a link, as a referential only. So this is the behavior of this referential delete. So let me publish this student entity one more time, and we'll do this operation and we'll check that. Let's get published first. So it is published. Now let me take the example as for the 25th, ID number 25th we have, and I will try to delete this student, but you will see that these records still exist, right, for this student, right? So it will not allow to delete to me, right? So we'll go to the student here. Let me select this and try to delete. Yeah, you can see the record cannot be deleted because it is associated with another record, because it is associated with this child record. Those are student course records, so we cannot delete with that. So that is the behavior of the referential restrict delete. If you want to delete this, then first of all I have to delete those child records. So let me open this and I will delete those child records associated to this. So these are the child records. Let me delete all these, and we can go here and delete. Select all and then delete, and here last record will delete. So here now I don't have any associated child record, right, for this parent record. Now I can proceed to delete this. So let me delete this now. So let's proceed and delete. Yeah, it's got deleted. So this is what the reference restrict delete is. Now we have another type of the relationship behavior, that is configurable cascading. So means that when you do any operation to your parent, then how you want to be with to operation to do with your child records. So these are different types. If you want to assign, and then you can assign, share, unshare, roll up, all these different operations we have. But along with that, we have labels like of the child records, how you want to do, what kind of child records you want. So here, if you have selected the cascade all, then all the child records of the parent records will be affected. And when you have taken as cascade active, then all the active record of the child will be affected. And when you have taken as a cascade on or user on, then all the child records for the respective parent record which is owned by the current user, those will be affected. And when we have taken as cascade none, means no operation will happen, no effect will happen to your child records. So we have different level of the configurations for the child record, how you want to be affected, and we have different operations. So for my scenario, I will take the behavior as a configure cascading, but I will not do any operation for this assign, share. So I'll make this as none. But as I mentioned before, I will check only for the delete. So let me make it as none. And for the delete, I want to delete all. So whatever the record associated with my parent record, I will delete those all records. Okay. So this is my expecting behavior. So let me save this. And we'll update this entity back, and this time we'll try to delete one of the record. Then we'll see whatever the child records associated to that, those should be removed ideally, isn't it? So let's do that. So let's get this updated first. So it is updated. Now I'll go to the entity, I'll publish this one more time. Okay, done. Now let's go to your entity here, and this time I will be taking the 24 record, and this one you can see these are my child records, and this is associating. So ideally how I have configured is the configuration is do all deletion to all the records, whether it is active or inactive. I'm selecting all the records, and when I'm going to delete this, I want to get deleted these records also. So I'll show you that. So let's go to the advanced one. Let's take the 20. Let me refresh this. Now we have 24 records here, right? ID number 24 records. So when we delete that, then we should not have these records available here. So let me proceed to delete now. And I'm going to delete this. Yeah, it is got deleted. You can see we don't have here. When I refresh this advanced find, then you can see we don't have those 24 records, to ID number 24 records available. So this is how you will configure your relationship behavior. So when you are configuring the relationship, make sure that what kind of relationship behavior you want between these two entities, and you can configure as per your business requirement. So this was the introduction, and this was the knowledge sharing of the business relationship behavior. Okay, now the next part I had mentioned before. So I wanted to develop the plugin, and which will check the if for the parent record, if we have any other associated record of the particular entity, we'll check that one. So what I'll do, let me make this relationship behavior as a referential, so that I can check the related records of this entity exist. So I'll make this back as a referential, and for the student entity, I will be writing the query, and then I'll try, when I will try to delete that record, then I will throw the exception to the user. So let me reset it back to the referential, and let me publish this. Okay, so this is done. Go to the entity here, and this publish this, and now I will proceed to write the plugin. Okay, so this is updated. So already I have this plugin solution. So inside this plugin, I will be writing the another plugin, and that is for the entity student and for the delete operation, right? So let me take this, and let's take the class name as a student underscore. This is for delete, and this is for pre-validation. Okay, so let's save this, and we'll use the XLM SDK. So using Microsoft.xlm.sdk, and using Microsoft.xlm.sdk.query. Okay, and now let's implement the plugin interface. And we'll make this class as public. Okay, done. Let me remove this. So let me take the try catch block first, and catch exception ex, and then throw new invalid plugin execution exception, and that ex dot message. Okay, and inside the try block we will write our logic. So first of all, we need the context. So I plugin execution context. So context equals the I plugin, we have to cast it. So I plugin execution context, from the service provider dot get service, and that is type of I plugin execution context. Okay, so here we will create the other services also. So let me take that. So I tracing service. So tracing service equals the I tracing service, and that is from the service provider dot get service, and that is type of the I tracing service, and then the I plugin the I organization service factory. From the service factory we will create the organization service. So service factory, that is equals to the I organization service factory. Here we have to wrap this service provider dot get service, and that from type of the I organization service factory, and from the service factory we will create the organization service. So I organization service, name it as service, equals to the service factory dot create organization service, and it is under the context of user ID. Okay, so we got all the necessary components which we need, but first of all, what we'll do, we'll check the plugin which we have registered, whether it is for the delete message or not, and the stage is 10 or not. So let me check that. So if the context dot message name to load, if it is not equals to the delete, and then context dot message, sorry, the stage, if it is not equals to 10, then means we'll return from this. Our plugin is not registered as we expecting. Okay, and then if we have, then first of all we'll try to get the target, right? Because from the target we'll have the ID, means which when we try to delete the some record, that is nothing but target, and from the target delete record, I have to query through the related record. So meaning that whenever I try to delete this record, any record, then with this ID I will try to find the related record of this student course. If I'll find any student course, then I'll throw the exception. So this is the scenario. So let me get that ID first. So when you register your plugin to the delete message, then you will not get entity as a target there. So you will get there as entity reference. So you have to get your ID from the entity reference. So let me take that. So entity reference, and entity reference, and name it as a target entity, and that is equals to the uh, from the context dot input parameter, input parameters as. So when you register your plugin on delete, then inside the will not have target, will not have as a entity there, right? We have to cast it as a entity reference. So that is inside the target will have as entity reference. So it is as entity reference. So we'll get like this. Okay, now from this target entity, now you can get your ID. So now inside the target here we'll have the ID. So now I have the entity which I'm getting. So inside this I have my ID. Now I have to write the query expression to loop through these records, right, to find these records. So let me build that. So let's build the query expression here. So query expression here, QE for the student course, and that is equals to the new query expression, and this time the entity is equals to the dnlb underscore the student course, and the column set equals to the new column set, and I don't want other columns except the name, the name column I want. Okay, that our query is built, and let's take the condition here for the query. So condition will be equals to the whatever the student course are there. With this course, I will have the student ID equals to the particular target ID, right? If we found any record, then means we have the associated record with the target ID. So let's do that. So it is query student course dot criteria dot add condition, and it is for the dnlb underscore the student ID. This is the lookup schema name of the student for this field, schema name of this field. Okay, so this one, then comma the condition operator dot equal, and then the target entity dot ID will pass. So we set the condition now. So now let's take the entity reference, sorry, entity collection. So entity collection, and that is C as for the student course, and that is equals to the service dot retrieve multiple, and we'll pass the query expression of that. Okay, and now we'll check if we have the count greater than 0. So if the EC student course dot entities dot count, if it is greater than 0, means we have the child record, right? Then we'll, in this case, we'll throw the exception. So throw new exception, and that is child record of student course found cannot delete this record, Okay, so this is done. So this is the message I'm going to display now. So this is the simple plugin. So a few lines and then our logic will work. So I think our plugin is ready. Let me format this. I'll go to the my class file here, delete prevalidation, and I can use the format code. So now code is formatted. Let me build this again. Okay, and now let me update the plugin. So already I have opened the plugin registration tool. I have logged into my organization, and this is my plugin assembly. I'm going to update this. So path I will take. So this is the path of the plugin. Select, and now you'll see I have the student delete pre-validation plugin added here, right? Let me select all, and now we'll register the one assembly, and we'll update the assembly. So we'll have one register and one update as a message when it is successfully done. You can see I have one register and one updated assembly. So we register the assembly, but we have to configure the step now. So let's go to the step, and since we did for the delete, and then the primary entity we have taken as a student here, so we'll take that student, and then secondary entity will have none, and then the filter attributes will not have calling user, and then this is pre-validation, and this is for the pre-validation the plugin is always synchronous, so we have it is configured. Now register this step. Okay, the step is also registered. Now let's check the the code if it is working. So I already, since for this record already I have the record associated to this entity 20 to this student record 23 ID number. So it will not be deleted, right, as per the configuration we have done. So let me delete this, and you can see the child record of the student was found and cannot delete this record. So this is the message coming from our plugin, which we have given here. So our plugin is working fine. So once we delete all these student codes, then you will see this record will be deleted. So let me delete this, and go here and delete all. So my all child record of the student course has been deleted. Now I'll go to the now I'll proceed to delete this. So you'll see now it should be successfully deleted. Yeah, it is deleted, right? Now I don't have the student course with the ID number 23, or it's starting with 22 now. So this was the plugin, guys, and still you can utilize this plugin in your project if you want. So this is the simple condition I have taken. So when you have complicated conditions, you can query there and you can validate your records, and this is the sample you can use in your project if you want to. So if you like my video, you can let me know, and if you have any comment, please give me please give me suggestions what should be done. And thank you for watching this video.